Hello, my name is Cruz of Nikon, and today I'd like to share with you some information on wide-angle lenses. We're going to talk about what makes a lens wide-angle and when you would use them. Let's start off with crop sensor cameras, or in Nikon terms, the DX format. Remember, DX cameras such as the D5300 or D3300 have a smaller sensor, and because of that, a more narrow field of view. For example, a 100mm lens is really going to give you a focal length of approximately 150. Similarly, a 50mm is really around 75mm and so on. DX cameras are often kitted with a general purpose zoom lens that typically starts at 18mm, which is actually an effective viewing angle of 27 in traditional full-frame terms. Now this is a perfect lens for everyday snapshots. Anything wider than 18mm on a DX or 24mm on an FX is considered to be wide angle. One thing to keep in mind is how much of a difference 1 or 2mm can make the wider you get in focal range. Take a look at this example. You can see a big difference going from 200 to 300mm at the telephoto end, but now look at the difference going from 18 to 10mm makes with a wide-angle lens on a DX body. Even though there's only an 8mm adjustment, you can visually see a bigger difference than the 100mm at the telephoto end. So why use wide-angle lenses? Well, sometimes you may be indoors and physically don't have enough room to get the framing you're after, so a wide-angle lens helps you achieve that. Other times, we use wide-angle lenses to show a wide vista and get all the details of a landscape, cityscape, or scene that you want to fill the frame with. Let's look at a few lens recommendations. We'll start with some DX zoom options. Now, if you're happy with the range of your normal kit lens, but want something a little bit wider and sharper, the 16 to 85mm is a great choice. It gives you more range both on the wide and long end of the lens. It provides sharper image quality, and it's a great choice for the traveler thanks to its size, weight, and build quality. If you're looking for something much wider than your normal kit lens, the number one choice should be the 10 to 24mm. For wide landscapes, this is a must-have. For FX users, you have a few more wide zoom options. If you want the sharpest image quality and fastest aperture, then the 14 to 24mm f2.8 lens is at the top of the list. This gives you a versatility and look to your photos that is unique only to this lens. Now, because of the fast aperture, this lens is physically larger and heavier than all other wide-angle lenses in Nikon's lineup. So if you're looking for a smaller and lighter wide-angle lens, the 16 to 35 f4 VR from Nikon is the next choice. With a constant aperture of f4, you'll find your shutter speed is one stop slower than the 14 to 24, but thanks to Nikon's vibration reduction system, you can shoot with slower shutter speeds and still get sharp images. Also, this lens has a 77mm thread on the front, allowing you to add filters. For an even smaller and lighter wide-angle zoom, Nikon has just come out with a brand new 18 to 35mm f3.5 to 4.5. From a price perspective, this is an entry-level FX lens, but still provides incredible image quality. Nikon also makes a fleet of prime, fixed focal length wide-angle lenses, and the newest is the 20mm f1.8G. Now this is a compact and lightweight option, and because it's a prime lens, it's going to be sharper than your typical zoom lens, has less distortion, and at f1.8 has a very fast aperture. There's another category of wide-angle lenses that are available for both FX and DX cameras, and that's fisheye lenses. Nikon's 16mm fisheye is designed for FX sensors, while the 10.5mm fisheye is designed for the DX sensor. Both of them giving you an equivalent field of view on their respective formats. These are specialty type lenses that distort the perspective from the camera, giving a 180-degree field of view and transforms normal scenes into something extraordinary. Now, without seeing these lenses in person, it might be more difficult to understand each one's unique characteristics, which is why I highly recommend going into your nearest camera shop and trying a few of these lenses on your body to test it out. Remember, a few millimeters can make a big difference, especially when you're shooting wide angle. And you want to make sure that you get the best lens for your shooting style and budget. To find out more on any of these NIKKOR lenses, check out nikon.ca.